Okay, people. So why would a backpacker need a power generator like this? I mean, it's perfectly light and packable, right? Okay, so then why the heck am I showing this to you today? Well, if you guys have seen in my past videos that you know that a lot of times I will travel 4, 5, 6+ hours to a trail destination, and you know, a lot of times I'll leave after work or whatever, and I end up having to sleep at the trailhead in my vehicle. I've done that quite a few times. I did it last summer when I was at Seneca Creek. I've done it in the past at Grayson Highlands. I've done it in quite a few places. And just a word of advice, if you decide to do that, make sure you check the local regulations, whether it's legal to even do or not. I've probably stealth camped in my vehicle places I shouldn't have in the past, but we won't talk about that, will we? But staying in your vehicle the night before you head out on a backpacking trip is a great way to just to kind of get everything ready, to get organized, get your bearings. Maybe if you just don't want to start out in the dark, which is usually the case for me, I'm not going to head out on a trail, especially a place I don't know and not know where I'm going in the dark. And what fun is that? I want to see the trail. I want to see all the things that there are to see. And I always bring portable battery packs with me on the trail. I have an Anchor, I have a Rav Power, and I have a couple other no-name brand ones that I take out on the trail with me to keep my stuff charged, like my phone, my camera. This camera that I'm filming with is the one I bring with me on the trail. It eats through batteries like you would not believe. And I have to keep this stuff charged, especially my phone. I use that as my GPS device, so I have to make sure that my phone is always charged. So something cool about having this little guy right here is I can get everything juiced up while I'm in my vehicle the night before I leave out on the trail, and I don't have to use up my battery banks, worrying about plugging into my car and maybe running my car battery out or anything like that. This is a portable battery pack this is from Jackery. This is the Explorer 160. I'm not going to do a review on this because there are a million reviews on YouTube, so there's no reason for me to just do another review on it. But I will tell you that it is mainly meant for charging small stuff. So this one is not like its big cousins where you can charge like refrigerators and microwaves and stuff like that. This is strictly for phones, small cameras. You could even do a drone. It does have an outlet here, so you could plug in a laptop, MacBook or PC laptop or something like that and keep that juiced. Some other great options for this that I'm thinking will be great is to plug in something like a USB fan when it's hot in the summer, because when I sleep in my car, it can be really hot. So have a nice little fan to plug in here. That'll keep it nice and juiced. This also does have a cool little built-in light built into it. I don't know if you'd use that very much, but in case of an emergency, it does have a nice little light to use. So it's pretty cool. I juiced this thing up. It's at 100%, and it'll stay that way for several months. It doesn't need to constantly be rejuiced. It'll take about 500 cycles of getting rejuiced. So it's pretty darn good when it comes to that. And what I really like about these Jackery products is they're super cool. You can juice these in different ways. So you can get solar panels for these, which is something I really want to do for when I'm at a trailhead somewhere and I got a lot of sunlight still left in the day. I'm gonna plug in some solar panels and keep this guy juiced. I can also just plug it right into my straight into my battery in my car. So while I'm driving down, say on a 6-hour drive, I can be juicing this baby up while I'm driving. So lots and lots of very cool options. And no, Jackery did not send me this for free. I did buy this with my own money. So you know, if I don't like it, I'm gonna say it absolutely. There's absolutely no bias here. If this thing sucks, I'm gonna let everybody know. But from what everything I understand, they don't suck. Everybody seems to like these. There are things about them that could be improved. But all in all, it's a pretty cool little device. And like I said, as a backpacker, I'm not gonna be putting this in my pack, even though technically you could, but I'm not gonna be taking this in my pack with me, I don't think, unless maybe if I'm hiking a mile in or so and I want to have some tunes or watch a game or something, maybe I will take this in with me. But for the most part, it's just going to be for trailhead camping, you know, night before a trip or overlanding, things like that. Car camping, absolutely. Great little item for that. I even thought it'd be great for just a nice little home backup generator, just in case, you know, the power goes out here. I can plug in some stuff like phones and stuff, will at least call people and things like that. So Jackery does make a ton of other options. Like I said, they've got up to the 260, they got the 500, they've got 1,000. They get very, very pricey as they step up. The 1000 is like over $1,000. So not cheap, not cheap items at all. If you're going to invest in something like this, make sure you have a reason to really. And that's really why I want to kind of dip my toe in the water with this and see, is this something I'm really going to get a lot of use out of? And I think I will, for sure, but you know, you never know. This can take over 500 cycles of juice. So, you know, if you think every 6 months getting cycled, if you're not using it heavily, it's got a pretty good little life to it. It's, you know, it's going to last a little while. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But, you know, I compared it to other ones out there. There's a ton of different ones out there in the market. There's of course, there's Goal Zero, which is kind of like the de facto standard that everybody started copying. And then, you know, Jackery started making these, you know, a little bit cheaper than the Goal Zeros. And now these things are selling like hotcakes. And Jackery is sending a lot of these out to a lot of YouTubers, a lot of overlanding channels and things like that. They have not sent one to me. Hey, Jackery, if you're listening, I'd love a 500 or 1000. I'll test it out for you. Anyway, I will put a link down to the Amazon listing of this if you want to check one of these out. But, you know, as a backpacker, it might come in handy, and especially as a car camper, overlander, all that kind of fun stuff. So I think it's a pretty cool little device. And if you really want to see a review on all the specs of this whole thing, just search for Jackery Explorer 160, and you will find a ton of videos out there going over every little aspect of these things: size, weight, power, all that stuff. But just wanted to show you today my thoughts on, as a backpacker, why I would want something like this, and maybe you would too. And maybe not. Maybe you wouldn't find any interest in this at all as a backpacker. Comment down below if you think that this would be something that might interest you. For the same kind of thoughts as myself, trailhead camping, night before the trip kind of deal, getting things juiced up. Because, you know, nothing worse than having to juice up your phone, your camera, you know, whatever, before you head out on the trip, and it's, you know, you're itching to get out on the trail, and you run out of juice, or, you know, you need to top things off. All right, so that's my thoughts on that. Let me know what you think. All right, everybody. As always, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that little bell thing down at the bottom there so you can see all my cool videos about hiking, camping, backpacking, trip videos, all kinds of fun stuff. All right, everybody, take care. Talk to you soon.